theme of our conference this year is Explorers Wanted, Building Our Future in Space. Explorers Wanted. You guys are we keep saying the next generation of explorers, the next wave of exploration that's happening. And there was an article just recently that said, wake up. You're not the next generation of explorers, you're this generation of explorers. You're now, you're here. It's not something in the future for you anymore. You're the guys that are making it happen. The people that are in diapers, that's now the next generation. And it's our job to make their future happen. So welcome to where you start building the future for everyone that's younger than you. It's now your job. So congratulations. You get to explore the new frontier of Valencia, of international relations, of what does it look like to have a spacefaring civilization. We've never done it before. Nobody's been there. Nobody can come back to you and say, this is what it looks like, here's how you do it. So you get to make it up as you go along. That's the fun part of what we're doing. That's the fun part of exploration. Nobody's been there before. You're going to be the first. We are the first to really go out and make these things happen. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, of choosing something, going forward and realizing it was the wrong thing, and saying, all right, we made the wrong direction, we're going back this way, and going back again. You've never been there before, so don't be afraid to, in your work groups and what you're doing, to really battle it out and try to figure out the best way. Go forward and then change directions if that's what makes sense. Because sometimes that's what happens when you're finding a path, is it's not a straight line to someplace you know you're going. You got to make some little deviations to create the trail for everyone else to follow. So it's a lot of work, and sometimes it's a lot of painful, we're going the wrong direction, we need to change course. But that's what it takes to get there. So I appreciate that you guys are going to be doing that, and that I'm doing it with you, and the staff has been doing it the whole time. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being willing to step up and lead the charge out into the future. A few housekeeping notes that we're going to get to. First off, who's been keeping up with Anusha Ansari? Has anyone seen that in the news? Does anybody know Anusha? Anusha Ansari is the 4th private spaceflight participant. That means that instead of being selected by a national government, she bought a ticket, made a deal, and she's up in space as a private citizen. She's also the first woman to do this. So for all of the women out there that don't work for a national government and don't have an astronaut slot assigned to them, the door has been opened that you can make your own way into space. She's also an Iranian-born citizen, so she's paving the way for the Middle East to go into space any way that they can. And her big push for her reason for going to space is that she wants to inspire the rest of the world to really look at it as a global picture and not just see these little boundaries, and I'm from Iran, I'm from the US, I'm from Belgium, but I'm from the Earth, and that's who I represent. And so she's gone into space to be the change. That's the theme of her space flight. And that's what we're doing here, is being the change. We're not waiting for the change. I'm not telling you what the change is. You're just being the change that's happening in the world, where there are young people going to space, having fun with space, and making the future happen. So as part of that, we have to learn about the dangers that lie out there for us, and not just radiation, and not just fuel leaks, and not depressurizations, but also things like watch your wallet on the mat. Very hard, there's no doubt about that. We've got 3 days that we've got you here, and this is the 3 days when we really get to stew everything together and boil it down and figure out what we're doing and where we're going, and that's your job, is to figure out where we're going. And after that, we get to break out and go back into the world as the leaders of the space frontier and create the new teams. Like Joseph is just one person, but he represents 200 people in IEEE here. Each one of you can represent 200 people that you go back to when you're making your satellite design team, CANSAT team, when you're launching rockets, when you're building spacecraft. I look out and I know that there are 80 people, 90 people sitting in the audience here. But when I multiply that by the number of people that you're going to impact in the world, we don't have an auditorium big enough to fill that. So when I look at you, I'm not looking at just who you are here, but like Joseph, I'm looking at 200 people behind you that you're going to be influencing. So that's a lot of work that you have to do here to make the plan and to get ready for that next 200 people that you're going to be leading, and to be staff here next year, and to be bringing new delegates here next year, and those kinds of things. So that's where I need your mind to be. We're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to run very fast the entire time we're here. There is no sit back and relax. There is no take a break during the work groups. You can relax on cultural night and go out and find a tapas bar, but other than that, you need to be working and be running, and we're all going to be right there with you.